What is it that we want?
What's going on, everybody? DrFreeman here, and this is going to be my first Dota 2 game on my YouTube channel here. I'm debating on starting Twitch eventually, but as of right now, I'm just going to give this a try. We have a Marana, a Bounty Hunter, a Warlock. I am playing Outworld Devourer, OD, and we have a Dazzle. Marana is going to go top. I'm, of course, going to go mid. Whenever I play OD, I pretty much always like to go mid. You can put them in one of the lanes, but I really think you're just slowing down what OD is and what OD does. As well as you're going to see my build is a little different than what most people will do with OD. A lot of people say go for mech, things like that for survivability of 4 staff, but I really think that slows down and hinders what OD is and what he can do. And what he can do is he hits like a truck. We're going to go over his abilities real quick. As you see, our lanes are starting to round out a little bit. We got Dazzle going top, and we will have Warlock and Bounty Hunter on bottom. Alright, OD, while I attempt to block some creeps, which I'm guessing I'm going to fail at. I'm not great. But first ability here is Arcane Orb. It adds extra pure damage to Outworld Devourer's attacks based on his remaining mana pool. Arcane Orb also does bonus damage to unsummon units and illusions, so he's really good against things like PL and Chaos Knight. It's a unique attack modifier, So is what it does: mana pool damage 6%, and it adds extra illusion damage up to 400 when leveled out. And that is a ton. Right now it's not very much, but once you start actually leveling up, you're going to be doing 400 damage by mid-game. It's insane. It's awesome. Next one, Astral Imprisonment. You can use this for a few different things. It places target allied or enemy hero into an astral prison. The hidden hero is invulnerable and disabled. It steals intelligence, and you get it for a full minute, and the prison duration gets extended the longer you go. You can use this on other people, enemies, allied, yourself. It's really good if you're about to die near a tower or something. You put it on yourself, tower will attack the enemy, then you might be able to escape. I'm going up against a Drow here, so it shouldn't be too bad. Drow's pretty squishy, and usually Drow players tend to be overconfident at lower levels like I am at. Also a disclaimer, I am by no means an expert at this game. Yeah, I'm still learning as I go, but love the game. I have about 400 games under my belt right now. Maybe a little bit less than that, more like 350, but still. Third, Essence Ore. This is the bread and butter for Outworld Devourer. Without reading all of it, it gives you extra mana, as well as it gives you a chance to restore mana, and when it's leveled out, a 40% chance. So this you want to max out as soon as possible. When this is maxed out, your Q, which we talked about before, your Arcane Orb, you can just auto cast that, hit it, hit Alt, hit Q, and don't turn it off, because you will never run out of mana. And his Alt deals a ton of damage into an area. Deals damage to enemy heroes in an area of effect based on the difference between OD and the affected hero's intelligence. If the hero takes less than the damage threshold, the hero loses 75% of its current mana. So against imp players, you're not going to do a lot of damage, but you can pretty much sap their mana pool dry. But you don't want to count on that. You want to do it where guys like people against Drow, Dragon Knight, things like that, it will destroy them, and destroy them fast late game. It is upgradable by the Scepter. I don't think I have ever purchased Scepter for him with this. I think there's too many other good options that you can use to make your ult better without buying Scepter, which you'll see I do later this game. Let's see what everybody else is doing. Marana up top. She's not doing too bad. Level 3. She's got a Dragon Knight and a Venge. Venge is actually a really, really good support. And Warlock on bottom, I saw that they had gotten a couple kills on Ricky and Lena. So they should be doing alright. Dazzle is our hard support. And Bounty Hunter. Get all that track gold, everybody would be able to buy their items a little bit faster. I know with mid lane, most people will swear on buying bottle and rune control. A lot of heroes, I 100% agree with it. When I'm playing OD, I almost never go for rune bottle. The reason behind that is you don't need the mana. With your Essence Aura, you're going to have plenty of mana, so you don't need that. It could help for survivability, but you can use things like tangos and salves, and I just think that 600 gold is a lot more useful in getting your core items, which is going to be boots, obviously. I always go for power treads, and I always work straight into a Rod of Atos. It's very cheap, and it gives you a ton of intelligence, but it also gives you that survivability. I think it gives you plus 250 health or 350 health, or 300 health. I don't remember exactly. It was 250 or 300, but it gives you that extra survivability. It costs a little bit more than, say, a mech, which will give you some bonus armor and things like that. But with mech, you just don't get that intelligence boost that you get with the Rod of Atos. And I would much rather work as a carry. I mean, that's what OD is. He is a strong carry, right-click hero. And depending on the team you're going up against, I mean, look at how much damage I'm doing to this Drow right now. It's insane. And like I said, Drow's usually very overconfident. She figured she would try to, you know, trade some right clicks with me, but once I got that Q going, there's really nothing she can do. You're going to see she outplays me a little bit later on in this game, but right off the bat, there's nothing she can do. And of course, I'm going to be missing last hits. And this is something that I've debated too. When playing, or when making videos of this, just completely skipping the first, you know, say 10 minutes or so. Just watching somebody lane can get relatively boring. Because, I mean, I got a last hit there, I missed last hits. Sometimes we trade, you know, going against Drow, you know, if she becomes aggressive. Oh, and that's another thing with OD. Try not to be too aggressive mid lane. You are extremely squishy. But do what you can to, if you see somebody coming at you, don't be afraid to autocast that Q on them. Especially when you get your power treads.
Bottom is missing.
Double damage.
Okay, let's take another look around the map. We got, let's see. Bounty's got a double damage. See if he goes in. I honestly don't really remember this match too much. I do remember a couple points. I had a couple fails, but for the most part, we did pretty well, if I remember right. And these guys that I play with, I've played with them a few times, and they're all, you know, very, very decent at their in their own right. I would have said, would have thought maybe he would have, with that double damage, gone in for a possible gank, but at least he scared them off enough where they had to go back to base. So that's early game. That's almost more valuable than getting a kill. Yes, you don't get that gold, but it's going to take them longer to go back to base and come back to tower if they don't use a TP than it is if you kill them and then they come back to tower. So the amount of experience and gold that they're losing almost outweighs getting that kill. Now, I'm not saying give up kills if you can get them, but it's more than enough. So don't feel bad if you harass somebody enough where they leave lane and you don't get the kill. Let's go back top. Seems like bottom's doing pretty well. I mean, they've kept Ricky. He's still level 5, which is good. A lot of people think Ricky might be overpowered or something like that, but Ricky is actually very, very easy to counter as long as you do two things. One, get vision, wards. As you can see right now, we have no vision of the map, which is bad. Our supports should be warding more, but as long as you have wards up on Ricky, he's so easy to kill. And if he jumps on you, the last thing you want to do is run. Turn to him, right click on him, fight him, especially if you're a high DPS hero, carry or something like that. He basically he's gonna die. So as we're starting off here, let's go to the top lane. Looks like they're being chased pretty bad. Mirana's getting chased out of lane, which is never a good thing. Dazzle, he ended up dying, so Mirana's gonna probably have to go back to base. She's got a little bit of regen, but it's not enough to really stay in lane, especially against the Dragon Knight, who is now level 6, so he should be able to get on this tower pretty fast. So we're losing, so far we're down 3 deaths. They're pushing that top tower pretty effectively. Bottom tower, I don't think they've hit it all, no. So we're not doing great as of early game right now. I know me personally, we'll go back and check me. I got my boots on. I'm just waiting on my power treads, and I'm not doing amazing. I've only got 25 last hits. That's really bad for 10 minutes in. I should have my treads on and at least one other item towards my Rod of Atos.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So it looks like I'm going to go top, maybe try to get a gank off on one of these guys up top. And it looks like they already got Mirana, they got Dazzle, so nobody's up there. But Warlock TP'd in top. I don't actually remember this, but I know I'm acting a little scared right now. And especially with our tower going down, it's no good. And now I'm just going to right click. Oh, I definitely don't remember this. Please wait 2 minutes. Maybe we'll fast forward through these 2 minutes. Twice the speed. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so things we're doing wrong so far. We pretty much let them control top lane, which is not good. Early game, our bottom lane with Bounty Hunter, they did really, really well. They got a couple kills on Ricky and Lena, but soon after that they became either too aggressive and they ended up both dying, so pushed it back. But at least the tower, we still don't have any damage done to the tower, which is a good thing. They did take that top tower, so their gold advantage should be way above ours right now. Alright, difference in gold, yeah. So they already have a pretty big gold advantage, and it's just getting bigger as we go, and probably same thing I would guess with experience. Yep, so they have a higher gold experience. So right now we're kind of we're not sitting too great. But if I can continue to fast forward this. Here we go. Jesus.
Oh, you're hot.
Alright, so we're going to go back to where I was. And we didn't get the kill on either of those guys. You know, I probably could have ulted, but I'm guessing the reason I didn't is because the only person with us was Warlock, and he didn't have any kind of stun or anything like that, so it would have just been chasing, and I had already used my Astral Imprisonment. So I didn't necessarily want to waste it. I might have gotten a kill on the Vengeful Spirit, but we'll see if I get one off now. See, I waited way too long. I should have ulted when I first went in. That would have taken Vengeful out of that fight altogether. She would have probably died, and then we could have all positioned ourselves better on the Dragon Knight and got a double kill. That was completely my fault. It was a big mistake, but like I said, I'm not a pro at this game by any stretch of the imagination. I just do what I can and as I learn. So now we're going to try to get this kill on the Dragon Knight. Once he gets into dragon form, usually any Dragon Knight will be a little bit more ballsy, a little bit more confident, but he should have just left tower. He had four of us there. There's nothing he could have done. So we're getting a couple kills back. We're kind of pushing this tower, but they're gonna get a couple TPs in. They got Vengeful coming up as well as they have Drow, so they might try to stop us. But it looks like we're still gonna try to push the tower. Maybe get another kill. Got to get that track gold, and Vengeful will go down. So I get my third kill, and I just start to snowball a little bit. It's worth a note, the Dazzle that's playing with us, it was his first time playing Dazzle. He's not doing horrible. We did knock Drow out, and it looks like she only had 60. Oh, man. It's kind of one of those defeating moments where we definitely could have got that extra kill. Would have been nice, but again, she had to go back to base, so she's getting no experience, no gold, nothing like that. Mirana's still trying to keep this tower pushed. It looks like it's getting pretty low. Let's actually check it out. It's about halfway. That's not great. Their mid tower is not pushed at all, and they've taken our mid tower as well. And their bottom tower is almost halfway. So right now we're still down on kills, and we are at a 2-tower disadvantage. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. We did win that last fight. Let's try to get back to me. Okay, what the hell am I doing? Apparently I'm just walking away.
Invisibility.
Alright, I think I took that invisibility just to make sure that they didn't get it. I'm guessing Vengeful didn't realize that there was so much of us here. And I'm gonna make a mistake. I got the kill, but I probably could have ulted, which would have got Mirana this kill on Dragon Knight. Again, it was a mistake I made. I probably should have stayed up at high ground. I should have stayed up here, and then that way Lena still would have ended up dying because she was staying way too close, and I could have ulted this entire area, which would have killed Lena, gave me better positioning on Dragon Knight. And again, made a mistake. It just stops that snowball, as well as our other main carry, Bounty Hunter. He's down at the right now too, so things are not looking great. And they took our bottom tower. So right now, again, 4 kills down, 3 towers down. That gold advantage is even going. It's just, that's not good. But you can see I do have my power treads. I do have, I ended up going for staff first, which will give me more int, which will help that ult do that much more damage, and hopefully get a few kills off of it. But it looks like we're setting up, because we're at that point where we need to push a tower, and I am way out of position here. I deserve to die. So far out of position. And yeah, with knowing that those two are there, with knowing the slow that they have, I was so far out of position. I actually don't know what the hell I was thinking. I almost cost not only my own death, but I almost cost Mirana her death. Again, that was just being out of position on the Dazzle. He's never played that person before. Whenever you have a Vengeful Spirit on the other team, you always need to check your positioning, because in an instant she'll switch you and you're going to be in the middle of the whole other team and there's nothing you can do. So you always got to watch your positioning. And now things are looking really bad. We are 8 kills down. They are pushing that middle tower, which is halfway down. You know, this is that point in the game where things need to change and need to change fast. I started off okay. Again, my last hits were not good, but it looks like I'm going to go into the jungle, maybe try to gather a little bit more coin. I need to get those few items to really start helping this team win. And it really sucks, like, now that I'm watching this back, those couple little mistakes, the one right there where I was just so far out of position, and then over by their top tower, we could have gotten extra kills. Just helps everything snowball faster. And my death after I killed Lena, that was just, again, positioning. While playing the game, like, I didn't even realize how far out of position I was, but rewatching this, it's actually pretty crazy. Alright, again, right now we have no vision, so we don't know Ricky's right there. Looks like they're setting us up, and Ricky goes on me, and I'm dead again. So now I am 4-4. My snowball has officially been stopped. Not sure what he was thinking dropping the rock right there. Probably could have done it a little bit sooner. And for you guys that like Warlock or are interested in playing Warlock like he did, always use your bonds first. I'll actually go on him and point out what I'm talking about. Fatal bonds. Before you drop your golem, or you'll hear a lot of people say dropping the rock, always use your fatal bonds first. It distributes that damage even more, so it does more damage than just what it's saying. It's a nice little combo. And it looks like he's not going straight into a scepter. His last hitting's pretty bad, but he was down with Bounty Hunter, and again his last hitting wasn't that great. So they definitely our lanes, we lost all lanes across the board, and it's not looking good right now. We just lost 2 team fights in a row. They got their Drow, who should be snowballing and has better CS than pretty much everybody on our team. She's got her treads. It looks like she's going straight into a Shadow Blade. She's got it in her stash, so I'm surprised she doesn't have. Oh, there it goes. So she's gonna have that. So they're gonna have 2 invis heroes, and we still don't have great vision right now. The Warlock is buying Sentry Wards, which is nice, so we might be able to get a handle on Ricky. And it looks like we do have some observer wards, so we're getting some vision in our jungle so they can backdoor us. Alright, and one thing that you can see really bad right now, OD as a carry. OD as a carry is really strong, but you don't want him to be at the front. You want him to be in the middle to the back of everybody. I get a kill on Lena. It looks like that Dragon Knight's still pretty scared. I should be able to get this kill here, get a little bit better positioning. I'm surprised the Drow isn't going on me, but no. Again, that was a mistake by me. I was positioning instead of being. Let me pull up the free camera. Instead of being right here when I did that, because they had their Drow here and our whole team was over in here, I should have positioned myself here. I would have still been in range to kill him, and I would have been in range to assist with the Drow. We did kill the Drow, we did kill the Dragon Knight, but I didn't need to die, so we could have wholeheartedly won that team fight with no deaths. And all I did was I stopped my snowball again. I do have 2 staffs, so I'm definitely going for that Rod of Atos like I was explaining to you. And let's go on to Warlock right now, because he just dropped a rock. It looks like we're going to get this middle tower. Vengeful, there's nothing she can do. She's all by herself. She'd be stupid to really try, and she was out of position. Mirana gets that Starfall off, and I don't know what Lena was thinking, but she's going to get out of there, and we're going to be pushing the secondary tower again. Their tier 2 tower. Let's go back to player perspective. I'm going to push this top wave out. We don't want them to take a tier 2 tower. They haven't taken one yet. We finally got a tower, and we won a team fight. So we got our kills back up, so it's close, but we're still going to be behind on gold. Let's drop that out. But it is starting to swing back in our favor just a little bit. their experience. It's dropping back into our favor. Those that last team fight really helped us. Even though I did die, it really did help. Which is showing two things. One, for the amount of kills that they have and the amount of towers, their experience should be quite a bit higher than ours. But it's not. I can't necessarily attribute that to anything unless I really went back and rewatched, but we'll see. So looks like I'm gonna go buy my final item for my Rod of Atos, and it does give 325 health, 25 intelligence. It's got such a good slow to it. So it's boosting up my mana pool. So now right now my Q is doing 7% pure damage of 1,652. So that's roughly so 10% is 160s. I don't know, roughly 120. I'm really not sure off the top of my head, but roughly about 120. And these Smoke of Deceits, he meant to buy dust, not smoke. So that was kind of a mistake on his part. But again, that guy that we were playing with, he's actually a very seasoned player, but he plays almost exclusively Meepo, which is a very different thing. That was a really nice save by him. Warlock hopefully is going to go back to base. No, he's turning around. I don't know. I mean, he's got that heal, so maybe he's just trying to get in for some experience, get that track gold. We got Ricky right there. That's where vision would have been nice. Ricky was right in the middle of all five of us. That would have been easy kill. And he's still just sitting right there. It looks like he's going to try to go on to Warlock, possibly. It'd be dumb if he did.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nope. He thinks better of it. But he's still going to keep following us around because he knows we don't have that vision out. And his CS, wow, he only got 9 last hits in lane, so that was really good on the bottom lane. The bounty hunter and the warlock kept him down pretty good, and he really doesn't have anything for items. I'm not positive exactly what he's going for. Usually for Ricky you go straight into a diffusal blade, but it doesn't look like he has anything. And our bounty hunter, after a rough start, is really starting to pick up his game, and that track gold really helps everybody. So a lot of my misplay at the beginning, him starting to snowball and get that track gold for everybody, really helps me out. And now that I have my main core items here, I'll be able to start hitting a lot harder, and I'll be able to start snowballing a lot, which you're going to see here in a minute. I'm 5-5, and I saw there's going to be a couple mistakes that I make if I remember right, but I definitely make up for a shitty first half. And if I do make a bunch of these videos, you're going to see, and this Ricky really wants something to do with me, because he's just following me around. He probably could have went on me, but alright, so our creeps just did everything for us, and it looks like we're going in. I'm gonna hit Ricky, and I just see how I use that ult right away instead of waiting. And one of the things you want to do is always use your astral imprisonment right before you ulted. I did that to Vengeful, and then I ulted, because that gives you extra intelligence, which does more damage. So for every one you have, it gives you, or for every it gives me an extra 10 intelligence. And we just completely destroyed that team fight. I got an ultra kill out of it, and now you're really gonna start to see me snowball out of control here. Second item I always go for, like I said, a lot of people go for mech, survivable items like that. If you have a decent team and you're doing okay, and they don't have a lot of DPS, which I mean they do with Drow, but I'm not too worried about her because she's squishy. Really, the only person I would be worried about is Dragon Knight with a stun. But I always go straight into an Orchid after my Rod of Atos.
Radiant's middle
once in a
tower
while
is
I'll
under
get a
attack.
force staff just for an escape. But for the most part, I go straight into an orchid because you got that silence. I can silence Lena now, so that'll stop all of her nukes. If we get vision on Ricky, I can silence him and get an easy kill. Or even Vengeful for her disables and her swap, so she can't swap someone like a Dazzler or Warlock to get them out of position. I'm just going to go in and farm up a little bit more, get that 700 and I think 75 gold for the last item up for my orchid. Looks like Lena went for a Bloodstone, which isn't a bad pickup on Lena. The great thing about Bloodstone ever since it's been buffed is you can use it to commit suicide, to kill yourself. So if you're in the middle of a fight, you click on it and commit suicide. That way the other team doesn't get any gold, doesn't get any experience, and you're good to go. So let's see, I should be a couple more creeps away. I picked it up and now it is on its way, and I will be good to go as far as team fights. So now that I picked that up, I have a ridiculous amount of intelligence right now. Granted, for my shitty start, we're 28 minutes in. That's a pretty slow combination. A good combo would be probably about 20 to 25 minutes to have all these items. But I made some pretty bad mistakes. I was after a small snowball at the beginning, I died a few times, which really stopped me. And I don't know what I'm doing because my team is fighting right now and I'm sitting way out of position, nowhere to even help them. Our Dazzle goes down, but it looks like we're going to clean up the Dragon Knight. I got to get out of that. Oh, there we go. We got the dust, so now we'll be able to get Ricky. Get a couple on that. Lena should go down pretty fast. That was more of a panic ult because I didn't want her to give me another nuke. Might have killed me. That's where that squishiness comes into play. I probably could have silenced her, which I didn't. But again, I'll contribute that to being a beginner. And now things have completely turned around. We won a couple team fights. I got the snowball a little bit. The bounty hunter, he's really starting to do well. He went from not doing so hot. He's 12-7 now. And again, that track gold, it really helps. So it looks like he might be going for a BKB, possibly. I wouldn't think a Desolator. He's got to be going for a BKB. So we got our Warlock, who he got enough gold, that track gold, so now he's getting a gem for Ricky, so we're going to have vision on him as well as on our Drow. And he has enough in his stash. I'm surprised he hasn't called that in yet, and he's going to be having 2 golems, so our push is just going to be out of control. So we went from being down 3 towers and down 7 kills, now we're up 5 kills, and our towers are almost even. They're still up 1, but I would think the gold advantage, the gold advantage is swung in our direction. The XP is swung heavily in our direction, and that was all just because of a couple simple team fights. We played a little bit better. That last one, I was out of position a little bit, but my team played very well. Mirana's got Desolator on her, which is going to help our push even more because it does that negative armor on the towers. And that's going to really help against Dragon Knight as well, who's typically got a ton of armor. So now that we're starting to roll a little bit, you're going to see the other team, they're going to start kind of panicking. Usually when you see a team just always push mid, and sit right about in this general area right here, which I'll go back to free camera. When you see them just kind of always gathering like right in here like they were, that's because they don't know what's going on. And it looks like I just took out Ricky. I don't know exactly what happened there. I probably should have stayed on me, but being that this is an OD game, but it is what it is. And now, I mean, look at that. I pretty much just three hit their Drow. Like I said, I'm hitting like a truck. So I have 2,700 in my mana pool. 9% of that, so I'm adding probably 200 and roughly 240. Is that what it is? So I'm hitting for over 400 damage, and like I said, that's pure damage. It's not magical damage; it's pure damage. That means armor,
Radiant's
it doesn't
top tower is under
doesn't
attack.
affect the damage output. Your magical resistance, it doesn't affect it. So I'm doing a ton of damage right now, well over 400 damage. Granted, not to towers, anything like that, but to the enemy heroes, the enemy
Radiant's
creeps.
bottom tower has fallen.
When I hit 3-hit drow,
top
that's just,
tower is under
it's
attack.
insane. And I picked up a Mystic Staff here. I already got my plate mail in. I'm going for a Shiva's Guard, and that's just to give me that extra survivability. It's going to give me that armor, plus it's going to give a good amount of slow to the other team. They recently buffed Shiva's Guard, so it gives a really good aura of negative 40 attack speed to the other team, plus you get the AoE, and it's only 200 damage, so that's not that good, but it does give a movement slow, which helps OD. My movement speed isn't bad, but it's not great. And one of the other reasons I go the build that I do with OD is Treads, Orchid, Rod of Athos. Those are the three. Anything after that, I consider it luxury. So right now I'm in that luxury stage. With Power Treads, you get the plus 30 attack speed. Rod of Athos, plus 30 attack speed. So not only are you hitting like a truck, but you're hitting really fast. So I'm doing close to 500 damage, and I'm doing it very, very fast. So when I 3-hit that drow, I mean, that happened all, you know, within a few seconds. I'm 0.73 per attack. That's really, really good. You know, maybe not for like a strong agility carry, but for an intelligence carry, that's really good. Again, my HP might be a little bit low, but if you have a good team, we have a couple disables. And as long as you stay kind of in the back, like you'll see me during some team fights, I try not to be the one to engage. And then I'll try to disable somebody like that, let everybody, they'll come up to try to help out their team. And we got the silence. Drow got a really good team silence. We're way too clumped together, but now I'm just going to start right-clicking people. And I mean, you'll see that I ult that, get a quick double kill, and we're going to push this tower down. I mean, with two golems now, there's not much they can do. Plus, Morana's got her Desolator. That's doing that negative 7 armor reduction to the tower. There's not much this team can do right now. We're already 10 kills over them. We've won the last probably 4 team fights. There's nothing they can do. Their drow's not doing horrible. It's just the team composition is all, it means everything. We get in a little bit better position. Couple right clicks, 3-hit drow again. It's OD is not a very difficult hero to play if played right. The thing you gotta play very cautious with the build that I have. If you have somebody like a Slark going up against you, it's very tough because he can get in position really fast. But if you stay back and you engage after somebody else initiates, you're gonna get a lot of kills. He just hits so hard. He hits like a truck. Early game, it can be kind of boring because you need your farm, so you need to get those last hits. You need to stay in lane, and if somebody tries to come gank you, either ask for help from allies or move. My team's gonna go up and try to push out that top, and I'm just gonna take this by myself because they can't really do too much damage. I kill them too fast. And like I said, I was going for Shiva's Guard. It gives me 15 armor, so it's really going to help my survivability out. And then it gives me 30 intelligence, so now I have 192 intelligence, so my ult's just doing crazy, and that aura slow of 40. And like I said, it's got the active, which does 200 damage, and it slows their movement speed by 40% for 4 seconds, so it really helps in not letting them get in position if it's early or if we need to chase. So, and let's see, my ult right now, it's got a range of 700. It does times 10. So right now, for every 10 intelligence ahead of somebody, it's doing 100 damage. So let's take a look at him. So he has 40, right? I got 190, so I'm doing, what's that, 1400 damage with my ult to him. And I'm, again, out of position here. No way I'm going to survive this. At least I got that off. I kind of slowed him down a little bit. I'm not sure why I walked up the river like that. If I remember right, I just wasn't paying attention, which isn't necessarily good. We started to get a little overconfident, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
and we do have creeps from the enemy team pushing up onto our barracks on our bottom lane right now, but it shouldn't be an issue. And it looks like, being that I have another Oblivion staff, I don't remember what I went after, but I'm guessing, I would be going after a Refresher Orb. Yeah, I'm definitely going after a Refresher Orb. I got a Perseverance, I got a Oblivion staff. There's no way I'm getting anything else. And again, like I said, after your Orchid, after your Rod, and after your Power Treads, anything else is luxury. You just gotta play to what it seems like your team might need. At the time, I thought I might need a little bit more survivability with their Drow and their Riki, so I got that Shiva's Guard, as well as that gives a little bit slower attack speed, so it gives me a little bit more survivability.
Another put down.
Yeah, and I changed out the Perseverance for that. If I remember, I don't think I get it. This we're pretty close to wrapping it up here, but looks like Bounty is trying to just push out this bottom lane, get a little bit more CS. Let's see what he's got over here. Yeah, so he's got a Desolator himself. He got that Black King bar, so now people like Ricky's Silence and Lena's Nukes and things like that isn't going to do anything to him. He's got a ton of charges on his urn, which is really useful item for somebody like that who's going to be kind of in the thick of everything. So he'll be able to heal people. He'll be able to do damage to a low HP hero such as Lena or even Ricky. If we don't have vision on him, pops one of those, might end up getting the kill. And our Mirana did really well. She got her Diffuser Blade and she got the Desolator. Desolator is really good on a Mirana. As well as Mantis Style. Mantis Style works well on her because she's kind of a semi-carry, but her ult is really, really nice. And like I said, our Dazzle, he was pretty new to Dazzle. It was his first time playing, so like when he bought all that smoke, he probably didn't realize that Mirana's ult, does the same exact thing. So it's kind of a waste of money, but I mean, he did alright for his first time playing him. And our Warlock, of course, he has the Refresh Orb, he has the Scepter, which is a very common Warlock build, because the amount of push you get and the amount of damage output you get from 4 Golems is absolutely insane. So if you get a Warlock that gets that combination off, the chances of the other team winning is pretty slim to none, because that means your gold advantage is really, really high. Looks like I'm just gonna jungle a little bit more. I'm trying to get that Refresh Orb. But looks like they're going to push mid, kind of do a last-ditch effort, but they're doing it without their Drow, which was not smart. I see that they're starting to engage. I'm kind of wrapping around to stop anybody from escaping. And am I going to get a 4 ult, or are they going to stun me? And I die. Again, a mistake. I really, really would have liked, if looking at this over, if I would have hit that ult there with that 700 range, there was no chance I died there, because I would have killed the Dragon Knight, and I would have killed the Riki, and possibly Vengeful, and then I could have just cleaned up the other two. The Dragon Knight would have never got that stun off. So something that I can learn as well as you guys can learn from this: when you're this beefed up and you have that much int, if you go in and you see 4 like that and you don't have your team there to back you up first, hit that ult, because when that other team sees their HP drop so low so fast, they're just gonna run. They're not gonna know what to do, and even if you do die, the amount of, oh jeez, I'm trying to like trying to drive myself around. It would make it really, really easy for your other team to clean up, so they wouldn't have to worry about anything. But you can see all these golems that he's got going on, and the amount of push that you have when you have 4 golems on a warlock is insane.
Radiant's middle tower has
So
fallen.
Bounty Hunter was just kind of fooling around there. I mean, he knows we won the game, so he's just fountain diving right now.
Top tower is
Ricky's trying to get any last kills he can. Dazzle at least got his ult off, so it might help once. No, they win this team fight and they kind of push us out. Oh yeah. And see what happens there. That's what I wanted to do to begin with, because the amount of damage, I mean, that does. Like, if we can just back that up just a tad. 48. We'll go back to 46. Where was this? Oh no. 47.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Alright, so you're gonna see me.
Dark things in my wake.
They're gonna go on them,
Dire's top tower
and
has fallen.
we're gonna free camera this a little bit. And it just shows the power of an OD ult, 'cause that is why we're here. So obviously Bobby's already calling the good game, which it is, I mean. But you're gonna see me walk in, they're killing my team, and bam. There's 3 of them all in one. And then there's nothing she can do. Absolutely nothing. Let's go back to player perspective.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
But yeah, it was a decent game. We were really behind at the beginning. The enemy team made some mistakes as well as we did, but we were able to kind of hold off that bad start and play a little bit defensively in the mid game. And our bounty hunter got going, which gave us all a little extra gold. And when OD gets some items, he just becomes a wrecking house. He becomes a truck. So I was able to get those items that I needed and
What in the blazes?
really snowball off of that. Looking back on it, there was definitely probably 3 or 4 deaths I should have avoided, which would have helped me out that much more. Might have ended the game a little bit sooner. But yeah, OD, one of my favorite heroes. I would definitely suggest checking him out. Other than that, if you have any questions on him, how it all works, let me know. But really fun hero to play. Great right click. Other than that, I will talk to you guys next time. If there's a certain hero that you want to see, let me know. I have a couple that I have saved. Peace out, guys.